everybody, this is Carrie from Paper Adventures, and we are here for the review, I guess, of the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 6. We've finally completed this, and today I'm just revisiting all of the things that I've been able to create with this challenge. Crafty Cat is the one who puts these challenges on. So if you could always go and do these challenges, you'd put hashtag 50 stack challenge 6 and you can start them now. It didn't have to be, going right along, because I didn't do mine all of these right along either. I think I was like a week behind, or something like that. I don't remember, but anyways, yeah, so you could go do this now. But I thought what we would do is I want to choose some of my favorites, some of my not so favorites. But I have this bucket full of creations here. And it is so neat to just look at these and have all this stuff done. I went back and looked, and this started on February 4th, I believe. So February 4th, just got done last week. Yeah, last week. So what? The end of July, last week of July. So that's a good bit, but that's 2 prompts every week. Okay, so that's 2 ephemera pieces each week. It's actually ended up being more for me because some of these because they were so simple, I did several. Which you'll see, they weren't necessarily this type, but anyways, I'll show you those when we get to those. So I should have already done this, right? But I'm going to really quick set these up really quick. Okay, let's get started. So number 1 was floral. I'll just be putting these little things aside. So this one is floral. I really like this one. One thing I found out is that I really love cheesecloth. I just think it really makes things look so much better. I don't know why, but it does. But this is what I did for floral. Just a cardstock, made a little writing spot here. I do like this. I'll leave that one out just because I do like it. Number 2 was drips, and I just had a dropper, I think with some coffee, and I don't know, I think you can see, dripped on here, let it run down, and that's what I did for drips right here. Let's see if you can see the whole thing. Just made a little tag. I do like this one. My favorite ones are going to be the grungiest ones. So, this one is label. Now, I did it, how I interpreted label was like labeling a person, putting a label on someone. So that's where I took this. And the label that I was going with is bookworm. If somebody's reading books all the time, you may label them a bookworm. So that's where I went with this. This is I don't know, it's maybe like a time clock punch sheet or something like that. You get a pack of these at Dollar Tree. But I put a dictionary page. It says bookworm. There's a girl reading. This right here came from a book, and it's the index. Is that what you call it? I don't know. Put a little sticker here, knowledge, which costs nothing. And then, of course, there's books. Made a little tuck there. There's a journaling spot. And then, of course, I had to make a bookmark. And it's made from a book, put a page of a book there. So I like this one. I like that. It's probably not going to be my favorite one, but I do like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of these in here, I think, because I know they're not going to be my number one favorite, even though I really like those. Okay, number 4 was sequin. Now on this one, I went 2 different ways. Now, I didn't realize I had these actual sequins at the beginning, so I looked up in the dictionary some meanings, and let me actually, I think I put it on the back here. It also has a historical context, which means currency. So that was the route that I went at first. So obviously, I had a, I don't know, some type of book that gives you all the currencies, what for each state or whatever, not state, but region and all of that. Of course, put some currency on here. Ended up actually finding sequins, so I put those on here. So I have both types of sequins on here. And what better thing to put it on than a guest check, where you're going to be buying something and putting your currency to pay for it. So that's where I went with that. I do like this one, but it's not probably my favorite one. Number 5 is collage. So I got manila folder and I just collaged on it. That's, how simple can you get? And now I can use this for tags. I can just cut out different things. And I had cut out here, and maybe that'll be, I don't know where I put it, but anyways, there you have it. I just did a big collage board or whatever there. Number 6 is stamp. And I think that's like a Tim Holtz thing. I don't remember. But these things do look like stamps. And, here's an envelope where you would put a stamp on. But I just made, this will actually go in a journal. This part, I even put a note. This will be glued in between pages. So it'll just be connected there. And a little journaling spot there. And I wanted to make it come out this end because it's hard when it's in a book to come out here. So that's what I did with that one. Number 7 is paper sack or paper bag, whatever you want to say. And I used, of course, a paper bag. And this, I happen to have done this on my mom's birthday, excuse me, which is February 24th. And I actually have been stamping it with the date that I do these things, just, I don't know, for fun, I guess. And I do have the date February 24th there. And so this is an actual picture of my mom when she was young. And I just put a lot of things that she enjoyed. And this says to dream of all the happy days. My mom always talked about her with her dad when she was young. All the time, almost daily, actually. So, and that was just a happy time for her. So that little sticker there, it's a Tim Holtz quote or something, I don't know, fit this perfectly. Remember, And I have a little dictionary page I have highlighted art because she did like art. She sketched daily, really. Daily. She loved to look at birds. She had some binoculars. She loved sunflowers. I just put that on the back there. And here's a little pocket. And this is one of her sketches. She'd get those little pads and just have sketches all in there. So that's one of her sketches. Has her signature and all of that in a place somebody could write. Enjoy the little things. So that's what I did for paper bag. Number 8 is flashcard. Now, I did not have a flashcard when I did this, so I created my own. 2 + 3 = 5. And so then, of course, decorated the flashcard. And I like this one too. It's more whimsical. I feel like it could go into like a, what is that Johnny Depp movie? Oh my goodness. I remember forgetting what this is called then too. You know what I mean when the Mad Hatter, whatever that movie is. I thought this would look good in a journal like that. So there's a journaling spot. And this was done on the same day, 2 prompts, paper bag, and flashcard. And I knew that right off because there's the date that I did that one, February 24th. Okay. Number 9 is dots. And here, this does not look like dots. This is circles. But for some reason, in my head, I was doing dots until afterward. Then I was like, wait, that's just circles. But that's okay. It's okay. It's just not filled in. They're not filled in dots, okay? And I just got a lid, different size lids, put some paint, and stamped it. And now I have paper that I can use for different backgrounds to put in my collages or whatever. So that's what I did with that one. And I've obviously, as you could see, I've already even used the black and white. Number 10 is trees. This was so simple. I remember I had no motivation, and this was a digital crafty cat I had given. And how simple, trees. Sometimes this is all you can do. Just do what you can do. So this is obviously not going to be one of my favorite ones, but it'll still look good in a journal. 11, leaves, and this was done the same day, and you can tell, no motivation. Once again, digital by Crafty Cat. Even she has a little digital with little fairies. I don't know if you can see that little guy on there glued. Mushroom here. I mean, it's all right, but, you know. So there's that. Number 12 is number. I was also not motivated this day. I remember just setting and thinking. And I thought, I'm going to do something bright because I like this little bird. I mean, once again, any digitals that you see, they're pretty much going to be hers. Now, I have some magazine pictures, but you'll be able to tell the difference there. But, I mean, it's still okay. This could still go in maybe something whimsical. I don't know. But, and I would still need to decorate this if I put it in something. And this would go inside a journal. You know, this would be glued inside. So, who knows if that'll get used, but there it is. Number 13 is book page. Obvious, made a little pocket. This has 1, 2, 3 pockets and made it with a book page. 14 is tag. Is that, I mean, we're always making tags for pretty much everything. So that was an easy one. I was able to make that how I wanted. And this could go in that whimsical type one if I wanted. 15 was beach. Made a journaling card, and this one I just included all things that reminded me of a beach, really. The palm trees. I mean, I guess you would see that on the beach of Hawaii, right? There's a shell. This reminded me of the sand with the sun shining on it. You know, it's kind of a pink, has a pink hue. Of course, the water and the sky. This is the sun part, you know, the sun shining right there. And then I have a little piece of washi tape that looks like a mermaid tail, so maybe a mermaid's in the water there. So that's what I did for that one. Number 16, mask. Had to use a raccoon for that. And a little sticker, intent upon behaving badly, which goes perfect for a raccoon. And here we have it, journaling spot there. 17 is paint. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is going to be my least favorite. This is the number 1 failure one. Okay, I do not like this at all. I can't see myself ever using it, but here it is. I just cut some little cards, I guess, out of manila folder, glued on these little flower card stock thingies, painted, and tied string. Now, it doesn't mean this couldn't just be something that I can grab to add to something, and they may look fine once they're added into something, but them on their own, I am not a fan at all. This is a little pocket I made out of a book, added some paint there. I mean, because, you know, you just have to do, as long as you use the prompt. I mean, I did the same thing here. Actually, I don't know if I use this for paint. Actually, I don't know if I use this for dots or if I use it for paint. It can be either one though, right? Either one. But my thought about doing these is so once again, I could just rip part of these and put on when I'm doing a collage. Maybe I can use that as a background for something. It just depends, you know. So there's that. Okay, number 18 is tissue paper. This is actually going to be another one of my least favorite ones. I just was unmotivated again. This is ridiculous. I mean, it really is. It's just ridiculous. This one's the better one, I guess. I mean, that one maybe I would use, but I'm still not a big fan of those. So, what number am I on? Paint, tissue paper. Yeah, yam. Oh, yarn. Okay, 19 is yarn. I really like these ones. These, I mean, is this sewn perfectly? No. But if you do like a journal, a grungy journal, a sack journal, just having this maybe sewn in or glued in, I think would really look good. I like that it's not perfect. I can just see it. I just like it. Another one I did too, and this is what I was talking about. We'll end up over 50 a lot of times. I did two things for this one. And this one will be a pocket. I will glue or probably sew in, the sides and the bottom. And I really like this. And here's one of my rusted safety pins that I did. And so I think that would look good, like I said, in like a sack journal or something like that. Okay, so number 20 is magazine page. This is one of my favorites. Very grungy, and I just love it. This is um, the picture case, you get from Walgreens that your pictures come in. And I just got in one of my mom's magazines that I have called Reminisce. That's all the old timey stuff, and I just decorated it from the magazine. This is a piece of tape that I used my alcohol ink on, so looks really old. Um, a rusted paper clip there, so I'll be able to put something in here. Add this to a journal. Um, one of the Tim Holtz stamps. I did this on March 3rd. And here's the back. Another piece of that tape there. And this says at one time not so long ago. That makes me automatically, and I know you probably did too, think of the Bon Jovi song, which I'm not a fan of Bon Jovi, by the way. So there's that. But anyways, I really like this. This is one of my favorites. And I'm going to put this down here because this could be one of my top ones. Because I want to actually pick. Okay, 21, fabric. And here's a piece of fabric. Here's a piece of fabric. Just sewed all this on. Made my own little file card out of a manila folder. Here's another one of my rusted safety, paper clips. And I just put a bead on there. I mean, that's just so simple to do. And a spot to write right there. This is also one of my favorites, but it probably won't beat this one, so I'll just put this one in here. Okay, the next one is doily, and I think I spelled that wrong, but this is a chocolate bar called, I guess it's called Hu. It's HU. It's, a more healthier version, but this is the outside of it. Now, the chocolate bar itself is also in a package and goes in here, so it's not like it doesn't have chocolate inside there. But anyways, I just did kind of like a collage on here with one of the brown coffee filters. Just put that on here, did some stamping. And there's my date stamp of March 8th. And here's the doily I used, just one of the paper ones. And this is, a digital from Crafty Cat. Put a little piece of material there. And there's that, whatever that's called. Same on the back. Now, I like this one a lot too, but I'm still going to go with this one so I can put that there. Now, this one, I did a little different. This one, this was 23 and 24. And 23 is script, 24 is photo. So I combined these two. Normally, I guess what I should have done was done script, and I could have put something else in here, but I didn't do that. This is script, and I stamped it with script. I guess it's like cursive writing. Did a stencil inside the envelope there. And I will be gluing this down, probably a pocket. I'll make a pocket out of this. And here's photo. And, you know, there's one of the old, I forgot what that's called, but you know what it is. If you know what it is, then you know. But here this is, and I just made the little part that goes inside here. So this one is 23 and 24. Now I really like this one too. A lot with together. I like those together. So I'm actually going to put this here because it's up there. Okay, 25 is old. And that's an obvious one. Did this little lady here. This is corrugated cardboard. Made a little tag and a writing spot right there. And I like that one. This one is magical. And I just put some wings behind this little girl here. Kind of makes it look like a little fairy or something. So this looks like it could be in a magical land, I guess. I don't know. Added some material here. And I do like this one as well. A writing spot. But it won't beat those. 27 is lace. So there's my lace right here. Writing spot. 28 is fold. And I just made like a trifold type of thing here. You can see, and there's one of my rusted safety pins. Just gathered some thread and material there. And here's a little tuck spot right there. You know, just collage, did some collaging. There's a pocket here. Writing spot. And this is actually going to go here too because I really like that one as well. Okay, this one is paper strips. Now, let me find my, here it is. I did this on a manila folder. Put a bunch of just, you know, strips on here. And I did it, well, I'll show you that on here. I did it in a way where some of these are completely glued down and some are not. Some are just glued on the edges. So it makes little tuck spots. So I have a little part here. A little picture there. Which is so cute. There's a little thing right here, a little star. And I put some thread underneath here. And I just really love how it's just dangling there, I guess. And a writing spot. I really like this one as well. I'm trying to think if it would beat one of these. I don't know. But I'm still going to put it here because I may do a top 5 too. I don't know because I really like this. Okay, here's map. And I really like this one. Put a little, I mean, there's one of my rusted safety pins, but safety pins, not safety pins, paper clips. I mean, just a coffee dyed paper there. Just add something to it, you know. There's some cheesecloth right in there. This says if they were let to fly away. Now you might have noticed he was on the one that said drips. He was on that one too. So he got 2 appearances during this challenge in a writing spot. And I really like this one too. I'm going to put it here because it could make the top 5. Here's wings. Okay, let's come over here. And I do like this one as well. And of course I used an owl for wings or some cheesecloth in here. And I really like this. It probably would not be those though. So I'll put it in here. 32 is rubber stamp. So here's my rubber stamp right here. And it just means stamp, really. She just said rubber stamp, so we would know it wasn't like a postage stamp. So there's that. I made a little pocket with a little tag. You can see the cheesecloth hanging out, which, as I mentioned before, I just love cheesecloth. It just adds something. And there's a writing spot. 33 is ticket. And there's my tickets right there. And I did a little cluster. Right here you can see another rusted safety pin, and you can see I just put a bead on there, and that's my favorite part actually, is that right there. Shows I did that June 3rd. K34 was trim, and this is definitely a more bright one. I don't do a lot of bright things, you probably noticed. Here's a little spot with some trim, just a simple little place to write. There's some trim here. Get that put back in there. And that was 34. This is 33. I don't know what happened to my little paper, but this is 33. And it is elegant. This is elegant. Actually, this is not 33. This is 35. Sorry. 34 was trim. This is 35, and it is elegant. Okay, number 36 is splatter. And if you look really closely, you can see that there, you may not can tell, but there is some paint that I splattered all throughout here. There's like some little spots. This is a little tuck there. You can see bigger ones right here. Just all through there, splatter paint. Here's a little material, ribbon material with a little, I don't know, cardboard plant flower thing there. This is, I made some, what are these called? Labels, I think. A whole bunch of labels. You can go back and see one of my videos there. And I got that idea from Crafty Cat, obviously. Well, I don't know, obviously, but that's where I say I get everything. I mean, but anyway. That way you can just have all these little labels to add to things. So, little writing spot. Shows I did this June 14th. So there's that. And I do like this one a lot as well. Let's see. Do I think it would beat one of these? I don't think so. I'm going to put it here though. But no, I don't think it will. I don't know. I don't think it will. Okay. 37 is circle. Now, remember I did one that was dots, which I told you I made circles. So here's an example of where I was able to use it as the background for this one. And I like this one. It's not going to beat those, but I do like it. Little, I don't know. I printed this out on tissue paper. And this, I think, was a poem or something that my mom had wrote out, and I just copied it onto the tissue paper, so it was able to, I put it on top of this paper that I did the circles on, and you can see through it. So I do like that effect there. Okay, 38 advertisement. Okay, this one is definitely going down here. And this could end up being my number one. I don't know. We're going to see. Did this June 8th. And this is my closure because this does open up. I'll show you that here in a bit. Here's the back. Here's another one of the tissue papers. That's the other part of the poem. So I'm betting that I did those two at the same time. Let's see, that's June 7th. Well, that says June 8th. So I guess I didn't, but I did them days apart. So this is Amelia Earhart, I believe. I'm trying to remember what this is. Oh, well, it's advertisement because I just said that. This was an advertisement. I think this was, yeah, this was an American Express advertisement. So I just made, I don't know, a portfolio. Yeah, see, cashback, American Express. This will get glued down, I think is what, I think I was thinking that. I'm trying to, oh, yes, I'm going to glue this part onto a page like, let's say this is a journal. It would just be glued down like this, and that part would show on the next, you can't even see that, on the next side. That was my idea for this. So we'll see. If I don't, if I want to leave it like this, because I actually kind of do, I will just end up covering this too. So here's this guy. All of these pictures came out of the Reminisce magazine that I was telling you about that belonged to my mom. So there's that, and I used gesso on here. Just all these old pictures. I did a pocket here, and here's a little notepad that I put together, just stapled, really easy there. There's one of those labels. I was able to staple that on there. Here is a little, I don't know if this is Tim Holtz thing there. I don't know, but I just made that into a tag. There's a writing spot. I hope I'm putting this where you can actually see. And there's the back of that. So I really like this a lot. So we'll see what happens. And then this is a paper clip that, I mean, how simple, just tying on a ribbon there. And it would really look good with one of the rusted ones. So I could exchange that out for a rusted one and just put this ribbon back on there, or no, that's not lace, but anyways. So that, I may end up doing that. We'll see though. But I really like this. So there's that advertisement. Okay, 39 is quote. And this one, I like this one too. It's really cute. On a playing card. It says, I will always remember it. There's that little guy. This came from the Reminisce magazine. Black and white. Here. Very simple. This has the sewing pattern tissue paper on the back there. But I do like that. 40 is mark making. I did those two at the same time. Another playing card. And just cut out the middle. Put that little image right here. This came from Crafty Cats Digitals. And she actually did something like this too, I think, on hers. And mark making. I don't know if you can see them, but I just made some marks up there with a pen. Really. Little, and this will probably get glued down. If not, I'll cover it, but that's why I didn't really do anything to the back on that one. Okay, number 41 was words, and I just stamped out words, and these are things that I like or that may be comforting, like ocean, the morning, like I love in the morning, going outside with coffee. So children, letters, like written letters, or not like letters, joy, lion. I like lions. I think they're just powerful, and I think of Jesus. He's the lion. Trees. I love trees. Swinging. Coffee, music, walks, fireflies, butterflies, cereal, colors, games, naps. Fall. I love the fall, and I love spring too. I feel like spring is on here somewhere. If not, it should be. Oh, right there. Yeah, spring. Lights. And lights, well, I like all kinds of lights. So the sun, I love when the sun's out. But I also like a nice summer rain. I think I have rain somewhere in here too. But of course, love, fall, naps, games, colors, breeze, a nice breeze, conversation. I love the color brown. Brown's my favorite color. Dark chocolate brown, dark. The morning, let's see, children, horses. I love horses. Trees, reed swing, flowers, laughter, art. Um, Cereal. I love cereal. Love to snack on cereal. And I'll eat grape nuts flakes. It's my favorite cereal. Naps. I don't think I said that. Anyways, yeah, there's that. Made a, just a tag. 42 is gold. Now this is going to be right. Okay. I told you that my least favorite was the paint. And then the next one was the tissue paper. This will probably fall number third from last as my least favorite. I was not motivated. I wasn't, the word didn't, I guess, inspire me. I don't know. Goal. I just couldn't think of anything at that time. So I thought I'll just make this simple little thing that I could put on the top of a journal, maybe like in the middle, along with something else. So there it is. 43, newspaper. This was a printout. It was a freebie actually from Crafty Cat. A simple tag. Okay, 44 is abstract. Now, I don't know. It kind of looks like a 3-year-old did this, but I mean, this is the idea that Crafty Cat had as well. She had, I think, seen this on Pinterest or something that someone had did, and so she did this, and so here I am doing it. Hers looked better, but it was fun though. I just thought that looks fun, and I feel like I could go back over these faces and kind of, make them look a little better. But there it is. Writing spot there. Did July 7th. 45 is crumpled. I crumpled some tissue paper here, or napkin I should say, and coffee filter crumpled it. You can't really tell. I mean, you can kind of see some wrinkles there, and then this was another digital. I don't know if you can see those two ladies right there. Have some stickers, things like that. This is another one of those chocolate bar things, and I have several of these put away that I can use. Here is a little cluster that I stapled on here. I also have a video where I just did a bunch of clusters that can just be added onto all kinds of things. And there's another lady. I have gesso on there so you can kind of barely see her, but she's there. I did this July 12th. This is one of the more recent ones. 46 is grunge and corrugated cardboard. I need to actually smash this down, but I didn't do that. This will be a pocket that I can glue on the sides. This is one of the packing papers from, I think, my vitamins that come in. Made a little pocket there, and they're really cute. Little tiny writing spot right there. Gesso all over there. Of course, nothing there since it'll be a pocket. I do like this one. Oh, that one definitely does not go there. I do like this one. I don't know if it'll be in my top 5, but I'm going to put it here just because I just love the grungy. I love this part, the little pocket. So we'll see. Okay. Out of the way. I found my little, well, anyways, who cares? 47 is postcard. There's my postcard there, and I stapled. This is a sack, by the way, and you know how the sack folds up. Let me see if I have a sack here. I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about, but it has the little bottom part, and it makes its own little pocket there, really. So I have 2 pockets. I have one directly behind this, in which I put this little tag. Let me fix that. So right behind there is a pocket. And then directly there's the sack right after that, which is another pocket. And I just put 2 items, ephemera pieces in there. Let me see if I can get that right back there. And then this will also be a pocket. I will glue the bottom and the sides down into a journal. I like that one, but it won't make the top 5. 48 junk mail. I used an envelope from junk mail, and I just collaged on here. Really, this one has an envelope, as you can, or an envelope, a window. It has a window, as you can see there. I don't know if you can see the shininess. There it goes. This will get glued into a journal. I made a journaling spot right here and put that onto a cardboard, not cardboard, cardstock. So that's what you can see through the window there. And there's another one of those, the tape that I did with the alcohol ink. 49 is music. There's the music piece, and there's the little guy playing the horn, and made a little tuck right there. And this little piece came off of, it was a page number, and I thought, oh, I really just want to put that there, and I actually like that. I guess that can be either a writing spot or another pocket right there. And here's my last one, number 50, RIP. I made an envelope here out of, obviously a book, and put a sticker here, did it for the front and the back. And here is a journaling card, and there's what I used for RIP. Just rip that little picture there in half. And this is a tea bag that I used. So I do like this one, but it will not be the top 5, but I do like it. Very simple, but I feel like it has a lot to it because, you know, it's busy. It has the writing, and I use, what do I call this? Not a hinge. Well, basically I just folded here, a piece of paper here, here, and here. And it's the same paper that I put on top of this paper here. So you can see that it is a pear, or I don't know. Is that what you say? I don't know. Anyway, so that is all 50 ephemera pieces that I was able to create during this challenge. And now let's see what my top 5 will be, and then the number 1. Okay, so these are obviously my favorites right here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I should do a top 10, huh? But I'm not going to do that. So let me see. Let me see here. Oh, goodness. Okay. I guess the least, I'm going to have to remove that one. Oh, goodness. Let's see. As much as I love this one, I think oh, goodness, but it's really between these two. I think I like the looks of this one better. I love this paper, this here, but I love having these little pockets in here. That's what makes, if these did not have the pockets, I would not choose this one. It wouldn't probably even be out here. And so I think I'm not going to choose that one. These are my top 5. These are my top 5. Now, my number 1, I know it's going to be one of these two. And I think this one's going to win. I love this one too, though. But when it's all said and done, this is my favorite. So yeah, this is the number 1 for me. Which one did you like? Do you agree with my choices here? Did you like a different one. I'd be curious to know if you put that down in the comments. Um, yeah, so I really enjoyed doing this. This was so much fun. I mean, obviously, there were days I wasn't motivated, but I just kept going. Even um, when I didn't feel like it, it might have ended up being extremely simple, but that's okay because that was still one extra ephemera piece that I didn't have. And it feels so good to know I can make a journal and I have stuff to just add. I don't have to take 10 years to make a journal because I'm having to make something for every page. Now, the next 50 stack challenge, I'm really looking forward to. I think she said she's going to start that in September. So there'll be a break in between. So I'll just be making um, my own ephemera pieces during that time. But I'm going to do it different the next time. I'm not going to do this. Um, I'll just, well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. Just stick around and stay tuned for the next 50 stack challenge, which I guess will be called 50 stack challenge 7. So, so this is fun, fun challenge that Crafty Cat has done. And anyways, thanks for joining me for this video, and I hope you had fun looking through all of these as I did. But please, if you would like, subscribe, leave a comment, and you can hit the like button, the notification bell. I'm assuming there's a notification bell there somewhere. But anyways, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.